This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that fire. Got my boy Tom Ross TV in the building. Tom Ross, what's up, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Tom Ross TV. We're here to separate the wheat from the straw. Got some great topics for you. Sit back and relax.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot going on. Jim Carrey is trending. Howard Stern is trending. Tom Hanks is trending. Alec Baldwin is trending. A lot of people are trending, and they're trending for the things that we basically were the first ones, the pristine forefathers, in saying. And that was that this is sickening. Jim Carrey said that he was sickened by Hollywood's reaction to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. We don't sit here and look at and be happy with the fact that another man was slapped at the becking call and at the standing ovation of others happy condemning this repulsive behavior. What country are we in? In the country and the society that we're in, when we see behaviors like this, there are criminal charges that come behind this. So how dare Will Smith think that he has the audacity in thinking that he's defending his supposed wife's honor? Let's be honest here. Their relationship has been a whirlwind. Their relationship has been a circle in of itself. And then he goes as far as to say, I was sickened, the Sonic Hedgehog 2 star remarked during the interview, which was recorded on March 28th. I was sickened by that standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless en masse, which means as a whole. It really felt like, oh, this is really a clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore. What's your take on what Jim Carrey had to say about that, man?
Jim Carrey is white. Jim Carrey is right, but unfortunately, black people only listen to white people when they're saying what we want them to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of them have spoken. In the black community, they have they have sanctioned, they have approved of Will Smith's actions. So since the black community has approved of his actions, right, wrong, and difference, anybody else who oppose, they're not going to stand or they're going to refuse to understand their point of view. But he's right for the simple fact that on a professional level, Will Smith was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
On a moral level, Will Smith was wrong because he didn't find out the wrong with the jokes. He was laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
He only did that because he doesn't have the balls to stand up to his wife.
Facts.
He did that because she had a problem. That's that's bad. That's D Wade bad. D Wade has raised his son to be a girl because his wife said he should do so.
Yep.
Not because he wanted to. If that was the case, he'd have raised his son to be a girl. Children don't know if they're girls or boys. They're children.
Yep.
When they're 1, 2, they just exist. It's like a dog. A dog that's a puppy, you can raise a dog to be any fucking thing. You raise it to be a puppy because it is a puppy. And you can raise a boy to be a girl. You can raise a girl to be a. They don't know anything. Don't mean it's
Facts.
right. That's the problem. The problem with the black community is we're not honest with ourselves. And if we're being honest, there's a group of us who want to do, say exactly how white people act. White people do something, we want to do it too.
Yep.
whether it's right or wrong. The white people raise their kids, their boys to be women. We want to do it. White people got a problem with their men and want to be feminists. Black women want to do it too. Right underneath white women. White women don't even like black women.
Facts.
White women, they can't stand black women. It's the reason why they fuck your men. The
Yep.
reason why they have so many babies by your men. They hate you. They can't stand you. But you want to be them so bad, you go and you wear your hair like them.
Mm-hmm.
You go and you narrow your nose. You get your nose broken and piece back together so it's not so wide.
Yep.
They have control of y'all, man. And Will Smith, Jada Pinkett has a control over him. That's what people are not understanding.
I'm glad you said that because Will Smith's Jada Pickett's alopecia, and me and Ross talked about this. It has a lot to do with witchcraft. You see, people that end up basically studying witchcraft and get into things like that, what ultimately happens to them is they lose their hair. If you notice, there's a lot of witches that are bald as fuck. They always have a wig on or whatever. And the reason for that is that's the curse that is assigned to them. That is the curse that they have to deal with because of the fact that they are not doing things in a godly fashion. Her curse is the gender role situation. She has making the unmitigated gall and the choice for her to basically disrespect her husband and not submit to the man. For 20 plus years in a marriage, she has sat here and basically said that I love screwing guys that are THUG thugs. The hate you gave us. That's what
Mm-hmm.
she loved. The hate you gave us versions of what she would prescribe as bad boys. It was Tupac. Tupac Shakur didn't want her. As a matter of fact, Tom Ross, I just learned that the song that Tupac Shakur did, and you're gonna laugh your ass off because you're gonna probably be like, I didn't know that. The song that Tupac Shakur did when he said you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, he was talking about Jada Pinkett Smith. I didn't know that shit was inspired by her, but that shit was inspired by her.
I didn't know he
There was
had a
one
song
point in
called that.
time. There was one point in time where he considered, and that's when they were in high school, in their art school and shit like that. People in their little puppy love in high school and shit like that. They all were studying, as art majors and shit like that to become actors. So Tupac was a bona fide actor when he became an actor because he studied for that shit. He was a thespian basically. And at that time, he was considering Jada Pinkett Smith for a relationship. But he realized then that he could not have her in that role of being someone he could see long term because he described her at that time as just being a wild card, a wild spirit, a free spirit, someone he could have fun with, someone he could chill, someone he could smoke with, someone he could just basically have what we would say cool vibes, chill vibes with, but not someone that he could seriously tie himself down with and see as a wife. So in that song, you can't
Mm-hmm.
turn a hoe into a housewife. It was inspired by other illustrations of histories and shit that he had going on, but she was one of the inspirations behind it. And I thought that that was interesting that she was one of the inspirations behind that song because look at her so many years later. Look at her behaviors. Did he not call that on the money when he said that she's a wild card? She's a free spirit. How has she been acting this whole time with Will Smith? As a wild card and a free spirit doing whatever the flying two cows fucks that she wants to do. Going on the red table talk, talking about how August Alsina's package is bigger than Will Smith, having Will Smith come in there and cry soap opera wise. This is when you knew Will Smith, the slap was coming, because you could tell that he was warring against himself. It was like a war against one another. Me and Ross talked about this offline, where your body is telling you one thing, right? But your mind is telling you another. His body was telling him that you are a man, but his mind is basically controlled. She got him in a juju. There is certain types of voodoo where they take your mind, and your mind becomes kind of like your body, and they put it inside of a box, and then they stick you. Then they continuously stick you. So it's like a juju, to where you're being stick to the point to where you're mentally taken away. I wouldn't be surprised if Jada Pinkett Smith is studying voodoo or voodoo, or studying those arts. I would not be surprised if she is well depth into the white and the black magic. Because for Will Smith to be in the at the level that he is, as the stature that he is mentally, and to have a mental whippage, even to the point that she mentally whipped him, Tom Ross, to the point to where all
Mm-hmm.
she had to do was look at him. It was like he was a little kid. He was laughing at the fucking joke when Chris Rock said G.I. Jane. Will Smith was the loudest laughing person in the room when he said G.I. Jane. And then when she looked at him, she gave him that witch look. All of a sudden, it's like he went like that. He became a puppet. And then he went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. I don't even think he was himself. I think it was the juju that made him do it. What's your take on that, man?
And that's the reason why, like at work, I made the comparison, and I know a lot of people probably didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people probably was like, "What do Kanye West got to do with Will Smith in this vernacular?" But they will ask me that, but they won't ask Vibe magazine that. Vibe magazine drug Kanye West in this situation. Time,
Mm-hmm.
the New York Times drug Kanye West in this. Um, whole you can just look it up. They done drug Kanye West in this, and Kanye West is gonna beat Kim Kardashian now because Will Smith
Mm-hmm.
did this, right? But Will Smith is doing and is behaving how we like to say this man behaved. But
Yep.
truth be told, the reason why they got a problem with Kanye because he's not controlled that way.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian can't look at Kanye and say, "You need to do this," and he do it. He he made it abundantly clear that he's gonna do what he wants.
Yep.
But she was able to look at Will Smith and turn his laugh into anger.
Yep.
And there's mothers that can look at their sons and do that. There's
Yep.
women that can look at their husbands and do that.
Yep.
That in itself is unhealthy. No man should be at the whim of a woman that way.
Yep.
No man.
Yep.
No man should be at the whim of a woman that way. And everybody that's in here right now, thank you for coming out. But donate to motivate.
Donate to motivate.
Donate to motivate. Because
Yes.
we are men who could be asleep right now. We're
Yes.
here for y'all. And we know y'all want to hear these topics, and we love can bring y'all these topics, but at the same time, love don't pay the bills. But
Exactly.
let's get back to what we're talking about. Kim Kardashian don't have this type of control over Kanye, and they hate it. Will Smith is being controlled by Jada Pinkett.
Yep.
Will Smith is being controlled by Jada Pinkett. It's not about being about that life. A man who's about that life will never let a woman dictate to him.
Facts.
This was the deal. Those were the jokes that he was laughing at. A man that was about that life would not have been laughing.
Yep.
Will Smith is weak. He's weak. Not because I want to call him weak. Not because he's weak because he's allowed himself to be weak. This is why the Bible says never give your strength to a woman. He has
Yep.
given his strength over to Jada Pinkett
Yep.
because there's a way to do anything. There's a way to do anything.
Yep.
He could have waited till the cameras was off
Yep.
to say, "Man, you know you were disrespectful, right?" He could have
Yep.
waited until he got. Shout out to the King for the super chat.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man.
Donate to motivate.
One love.
He could
Donate
he could
to motivate.
he could have waited till he got his acceptance speech and addressed it then.
Yep.
He went on there and disrespected another black man. Now that's the talk of everything.
Facts.
Samuel L. Jackson got his first Oscar that night. Is anybody talking about that? No, they're talking about Will Smith slapping another black man.
Facts.
That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about Samuel L. Jackson. They're not even talking about Will Smith. Will Smith made his night about a woman.
Yep.
Over a joke.
Yep.
And you have men saying Will Smith from Philly.
Yep.
That's how you do it. Like, no, that's not how the fuck you do it.
Exactly.
Because as men, as black men, we don't keep that same energy.
Exactly.
The only way he marched his ass up there and did that, because that was a black man.
Yep.
I had to think about it. I had to come to the conclusion.
Yep.
Granted,
would he have done that to Adam Sandler?
Granted, he slapped the white man before, but that was the white man who tried to kiss him. He would have never went up there and slapped the white man who was making a joke.
Nope.
He went up there and slapped Chris Rock.
And let's be honest, his career would have been over if he did that shit. They wouldn't have cared that he was Will Smith. They wouldn't have cared that he reached whatever $8 billion grossed in movies. They wouldn't give two flying fucks about that. If it would have been a Tom Hanks level, it would have been a Leonardo DiCaprio level, and he would have done that shit, we would have found out the next day that Will Smith couldn't get no job. He would have been blackballed like a motherfucker. Let's be honest. And here's the funny thing about it, Ross. If it was a white guy saying that about Jada Pinkett Smith, she wouldn't have given Will Smith the look. Her ass would have been slaved up and laughing too. She would have laughed at the joke, and everybody would have been saying, look at how Jada Pinkett looks like G.I. Jane. Ain't that would have been the meme? It would have been a laughable meme. Let's be honest with ourselves. This is the society that we live in. A society where we're stuck on stupid with laughs and fucking memes.
Fact of the matter is, sex is normal in a relationship. You don't do things to get sex.
Yep.
A man don't do nothing to get sex that night.
Yep.
I'm with you. I'm your husband. I provide for you. That pussy belong to me.
Facts.
I don't gotta do goofy shit. Put my whole career on the line to get some pussy that night.
Facts.
Your pussy ain't that good to sacrifice my whole career.
Yep.
No, that's not fighting for your woman. Because any woman worth her salt knows that if I got a problem with jokes, I don't go to the Oscars.
Yep.
And I don't expect my man to put his whole livelihood on the line because my feelings were hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You are a grown woman. You're not a fucking kid.
Yep.
Who the fuck are you to expect me to put my whole career on the line? Well, just last year, you made a mockery of me. It was telling the world that you sucked another man's dick.
Facts.
No slut deserves that type of respect from their husband.
Nope.
She's a slut. Why she's a slut? Because even if she had an open relationship, she was never supposed to go public and tell people the details of her open relationship. She did that to humiliate her husband. And since she don't respect her husband, she's a slut.
Yep.
Even if he is weak enough to accept the open marriage. The way she handled that open marriage was slutty.
Yep.
Do you know how many black women have open marriages right now? Do you know how many people don't know that she fucked other women? Other men? That's how you're supposed to do it. The whole world's not supposed to know that August Alsina hangs out with my son, spends the nights here, he hangs out with the family, he eats here, and he's fucking me in front of my husband. No one's
Yep.
supposed to know that.
Yep. That's
She did
embarrassing.
that. She did that to humiliate him. So she
Facts.
doesn't even deserve that type of protection.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then free spirit means you should be single.
Yep.
You're a woman that's a free spirit, you shouldn't have a husband. You should just be a slut getting fucked by
Yep.
many men. Living in a
Yep.
house full of men and just being a piece of meat. You should
Yep.
not have the life that a real woman has. You shouldn't have the life of a real woman with a family, with children. You should just be in a house full of men getting fucked. That's a free spirit.
Yep.
You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to accept the consequences. There's no such thing as I'm free to do whatever I want with no consequences.
Yep.
You have a show, you openly brag about being fucked by other men, then you are free to be talked about like a slut.
Yep.
Point blank, period.
Yep. Make sure y'all donate to motivate, man. We got Tom Ross TVs, Venmo at Thomas dash Ross dash 43. Make sure y'all give y'all Sunday's best.
Yep.
Send $100 there. And you already know we got He Knows Everything's Cash App / the money sign, that heat and that fire. Send $100 there. We're looking for $200 to make the donation for tonight because, like he said, we could be sleeping, man, but we giving you that heat and that fire, and we separating the weak from the strong. Let's be honest, man. It was an entanglement, bro. That's what it was, an entanglement.
Only sluts end up in entanglements.
Exactly.
Women with intention, with morals, with standards, don't end up in entanglements.
Facts.
Women are very intentional about who they lay with.
Yep.
If you're in an entanglement, you are a slut.
Yes. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is where the alopecia comes into play. The alopecia is the curse. You know, like Jay-Z had the gift and the curse. It's the curse. There's no gift here. Nothing but a curse. Because when you do witchcraft, especially when you're God's people and you do it, your curse becomes that much more devastating because you should know better. You should be up under the man's protection. You should be under the man's covering, and you should be up under what that bond is. If you, especially when you made that bond before God, from sick to health, from death do us part. You make those bonds of marriage, and you sit here and you say before God that you will acknowledge this person, and this is the person that you're going to be with. Is anyone perfect? No. But what you not going to do is you're not going to have no fucking entanglement. You're not going to sit here and get on Red Table Talk, create a LLC, which then manufactured into a corporation. You're getting paid business-wise. You've basically jujued this guy up to a voodoo level to where now you have an actual corporation up under Overbrook Entertainment, which now is overseen by the main conglomeration of Westbrook Incorporated. And you're sitting here getting a check. And not only have you you've been infected by your mom, who's already a Jezebel. You yourself is the current Jezebel. And now you're infecting your daughter, who had an aspiring career as a musician. Look at what happened when she became Red Table Talk. Her career went to shit. Struggling guitarist. These curses, these Jezebel spirits, these witchcraft behaviors, they don't just become curse-filled the way that they do overnight. They become like that because God could see that there is erroneous behavior. You're in error. And see, what people don't understand is the opposite of truth is error. And if you are showcasing an erroneous and an error-filled spirit, you can't be up under the truth. And God only deals with truth, man. Deaf, dumb, and foul and erroneous spirits are what they are. Deaf, dumb, foul, and erroneous spirits. And that's what Tom Ross is talking about. The entanglement. The entanglement is a deaf, dumb, foul, and erroneous spirit. And that's why you see Will Smith is deaf, dumb, foul, and erroneous. Because you guys can see he was possessed. Go look at the way he got up and go and slap Chris Rock. Yo, what y'all seeing is not natural plane, man. That's spiritual right there. That man is having a spiritual battle. Y'all don't understand.
Why do you think he was
That good book
crying
said
like
we
that?
wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places, principalities. That means there are dark forces at play. And because her ass is in idolatry, in witchcraft, look what ended up happening, Tom Ross. She got this man up under the juju. He got up. He don't even know what he's doing. You could tell it was that demon possessed got up in him, and he goes and he slaps another black brother who doesn't even fucking deserve it.
What you be told? This society, this American society, they have so much control over the black woman
Mm-hmm.
that that's the desired result that black women want. That type of power over a black man to where on his day, because men at Will Smith's level know they're gonna get a reward before they get it.
Yep.
So they're told, hey, make sure you got your best. Make sure you're wearing your best tonight because you're winning best actor tonight.
Yep.
They know before they get it. The little shock roll and shit, that's a role they play. They know they're gonna get it before they get there. That's his
Fact.
night. On his night was made to be about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. As a wife who cared about their husband, they would have never allowed their husband to go up there and do that on their night.
Yep.
Even if it was hurt, they would have sucked it up and they would have talked about it at home. He would have to
Facts.
come and be like, you know what? I felt my wife was disrespected, blase, blase.
Yep.
He would have never egged him on to go up there and throw away his career.
Yep.
Good thing for him, Chris Rock is an old school guy, a city guy, and city people don't call the police on their brothers, man.
Nope.
They just deal with whatever happens. They don't press charges and shit.
Now, you know, Chris Rock sent him a warning. Chris Rock said, you know, I could have got your ass in trouble, but I thought for a second. Because you could see Chris Rock was muffling in his thought process. Because you remember, he did a hellified job in keeping himself together. Chris Rock ain't been in the military, Tom Ross, but you see how military principles keep you in order? That motherfucker was in parade rest, was he not? When he got slapped, he was in parade rest. Even after the slap, he stayed in parade rest. People don't understand when you have your bearings together, your bearings keep you in order. In so much so that even after he got slapped, his bearings were so together that he was able to still enunciate his words.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was a little startled, and that's why he didn't continue on the rest of the show. But at least he had a Kobe Bryant moment. You know how Kobe Bryant busted when Kobe Bryant had the Achilles and that shit popped? Kobe Bryant said, "Nah, I'm gonna go and hit those 2 fucking free throws
Right.
before I walk off the court." That was Chris Rock's Kobe moment, man. That was his Mamba mentality moment. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna finish this. I'm still gonna announce the Oscar for these journalists, and I'm gonna finish it off."
Jada
I
Pinkett
thought
is
that was
not.
great.
Sorry for interrupting. Jada Pinkett is not a victim.
No, she's not.
Nothing was said. Nothing. She's not a victim. She was there at the Oscars where
Mm-hmm.
a comedian had a mic, and comedian was being a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a victim. If you go
No.
to Funny Bone or if you go to the Laugh Factory and you sit in the front and the comedian say, "Look at this motherfucker." If I
Fact.
sit in the front and the comedian say, "Look at this big nose motherfucker,"
Mm-hmm.
I'm not no victim.
Facts.
I'm in the front row. I own a big nose.
Yep.
And he's making a joke out of it.
Yep.
So what?
Suck it up.
That's what happens.
Yep.
You're not no victim.
Yep.
if anything, he could have went deeper. He could have said, "Damn, Jada, I see you here with Will Smith. Said, what was you doing last August?"
Facts. Whoosh. That's deep. And I got that. You threw so many bars in there. Whoosh. I got that.
He could have said that.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, we as black people, we do not hold black women accountable
Yep.
because she's been behaving herself the way she's been behaving herself. She has
Yep.
made Will Smith a formidable black man in Hollywood a joke.
Yep.
Will Smith's not supposed to be a joke.
Yep.
He's supposed to be just as pivotal, just as powerful as Denzel Washington.
Facts.
Because while Denzel Washington is a better actor, Will Smith has had more blockbuster movies.
Facts.
But he's not as powerful as Denzel, because Denzel got a wife who cares about his image.
Yep.
She thinks she agree with everything Denzel Washington does. No, she
And
don't.
Will didn't even catch what Denzel said about the devil. Remember when Denzel made the statement to Will about the devil? It went through Will's head because his ass was under that juju. He don't even understand the shit. Will didn't understand what he was talking about. It was Jada he was fucking talking about.
Do you think Denzel Washington's wife agrees with everything that he does? No, she don't.
Mm-hmm.
Do she get on TV and say it? No, she
Nope.
don't. Do she got a show where she talks about my husband got old and he's not fucking me like he used to do back when he made the movie Glory?
Yeah.
No, she don't.
Yep.
Because that's nobody else's business.
Exactly.
My husband put on 30 pounds, so you can't fuck me like you used to. No, she don't. She's not doing all that.
Yep.
Why? Because women who care about their man don't do that.
Facts.
I know some of the most hoodest niggas that don't talk about their wives' weight.
Yep.
And don't say, man, my wife used to be thick as hell, man. She done got bigger and man, I gotta take Viagra just to fuck her because she don't turn me on no more. Some of the hoodest niggas that don't have no etiquette don't do shit like that.
Yep.
Niggas who done caught bodies, niggas that been in the street doing the worst shit, that say the worst shit in the streets, don't talk about that about their women.
Yep.
That's purposely done, man. Her going out her way to belittle him is purposely done. And only women who don't give a fuck about the black male image agree with that.
There you go, Yolanda. You agree with that bullshit and that fuck shit.
Only men who was raised by women who hate their fathers agree with how Jada Pinkett has been carrying on. She ain't no victim and nothing's wrong. She has she's wearing she has a short haircut. So what? So what? Ain't nothing wrong with making fun of her hair.
I'm glad you interrupted, Tom Ross, because you know why? You're making a bigger picture point, and you always could fucking interrupt me when you're making a big picture point. Look at what she said here that was stupid. For Chris to make a whole documentary, oh yeah, it's no holds bar. You say some dumb shit, you a female too, we getting on your ass too. For Chris to make a whole documentary about black women hair, and then turn around and shame the black women for the lack of her hair. First and foremost, when Chris Rock made the documentary about black women hair, he wanted black women to return back to their natural state, not being some fucking weave and perm the fuck up. Did you even watch the documentary to understand that? He was appalled at the fact that his little girl was going to lose the natural essence of her hair, and then she was going to have to put perm, which was going to burn her fucking hair follicles out. She was going to have all of this shit missing up front here, and she was just basically going to have to live a life where she was going to put shit in there that was going to fuck her whole system up, even so much to the point where it messed her health. Did you not watch the documentary where it was talking about women who said that the perm that they put on, the hydrochloric acid in the perm, has seeped through their skin, and because it's seeped through their skin, it has caused them to have cancers and health issues and debilitating diseases and things of that nature? That's what he was talking about. And then to say he was shaming a woman for the lack of her hair, she looked like fucking G.I. Jane. I would say that. I would say that 1,000,000 times over. Grow some fucking thick skin and realize what the issue is, 313 Yolanda, because we clearly could tell that your ass is a Jezebel fucking Jada Pinkett Smith. You probably got a Will Smith at your home that you finessing, you gaslighting, you narcissisting the fuck up out of, and you probably got him up under witchcraft, and you're supporting that behavior, because that's why you backing her ass up, because you know you got that situation going on in your home too. Let's call a spade here. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck, and let's keep it 1,000.
Now the problem is black women been raised to always side with black women no matter what, and that's the reason why they're so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
They can't hold each other accountable.
Yep.
Nobody can hold them accountable.
Yep.
If you can't hold other women accountable, and nobody can hold you accountable,
Yep.
so no one can tell you wrong.
Yep.
You can't tell your friends they wrong.
Yep.
All that is chaos. All that is chaos. And any man who deals with that is a man who basically is a mama's boy.
Yep.
Cause me personally, if you run a crew to where no one can tell you're someone, no one can tell you what to do. No one can tell any of your friends what to do. Y'all pick and choose when y'all listen and when y'all don't listen.
Did you see what
What?
I'm glad you roast 313 Yolanda, because 313 Yolanda
I'm
said,
not roasting her. I'm just being real.
no, but this is why you're gonna have to roast her, because this is what she said. She said that's the book. Husband, submit to your wife. See, she sounds just like Jada Pinkett Smith. How the hell you gonna say husband, submit to your wife? What the hell? Yeah, she's a Jezebel. She's a
Husband
fucking
submit to
Jezebel.
your wife. Men don't submit to women.
Exactly.
Nowhere in the world do women submit to women. The men submit to women. Nowhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason why women who have men submitting to them are being fucked and being treated like shit by men who don't submit to women.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, women don't want a man to submit to them. They'll take it. They'll take the stability. They'll take their bills being paid, but then they'll fuck another man.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jada Pinkett Smith is not the type of woman that you go up there and you slap somebody for.
Yep.
She's a thought. She let other men use her body. She sucked another man's dick and kissed her husband in the face.
Yep.
She's a woman that you laugh in her face. That you don't give a fuck about like that. You don't put your life on the line of a woman that shared her body with another man.
Facts.
Let Alcazar go up there and fight for her.
Yep.
You're Will Smith, and you're acting as if you're Alcazar. You're never supposed to risk your life, your livelihood for a thought.
Yep.
And I'm saying thought because that's how she carries herself.
Yep.
Not like Lauryn Hill. She ain't no Betty Shabazz. She ain't no Coretta Scott King.
Mm-hmm.
She's a whore.
Yep.
Why? Because she made it public.
Exactly.
Proclamation.
Public proclamation.
That she's being fucked by another man. Just to ridicule her husband.
Yep.
Who does that?
And then to talk about his manhood as another way to vicariously say that he is inferior to the fact that she's already saying that he's inferior. That's like a double whammy, man. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what the society we've come to, Ross.
Will Smith, the only thing he could do now is to go on Red Table Talk and announce his divorce.
That's
his divorcement on live TV.
That's it.
And say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
That's it.
That's the best thing he could do, man.
Mm-hmm.
And let it be what it's gonna be. You can slap another man in public, a black man in public, and embarrass him in front of his family. Least you could do is let go of this bride who's been a bane of your existence for the last 18 years.
Yep.
That's the least you could do. Because
Yep.
truth be told, Will Smith has accomplished a lot. But do you know what type of shit Will Smith could have accomplished if he wasn't married to somebody like that?
Yep.
That's why. That's why it pains me. It pains me, and I know people hate me using certain people for metaphors. I know people hate me using Floyd Mayweather Jr. Why Floyd Mayweather Jr. Why he won't settle down with just one good black woman? Why Kanye West only with mixed women and this, that, and the third? People are with the women that they need to help them get to the next level.
Yep.
And they trust me, everybody wants to be with their people. 85% of black men are with black women.
Yep.
Everybody wants to be with their people. But they will settle for a woman outside their race that's gonna help them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bet me, I'd rather see a black man with somebody else than be with a black woman like Jada Pinkett Smith. All day, every day.
Yep.
All day, every day. I'd rather them be with another race than to be with a woman like Jada Pinkett. All she's done in her resentment is make Will Smith's life harder. Make it about herself.
Yep.
You weren't that good of an actor. It's the reason why you're not famous like Will Smith. You didn't have the talent. You shouldn't be making him pay for the lack of talent you have.
Yep.
Because you lack the talent, you want to make it all about. Come on, man. If she was getting the role she wanted and able to work the way she worked, she wouldn't be. She might feel that way about Tupac. She wouldn't be saying it. She's doing all this shit to draw attention to herself.
Facts.
That she's not where she want to be.
Yep.
And that's what she care about.
Yep.
And they've made the black woman to be the hindrance of the black man. If your man is the man, you need to be in the back supporting him. You don't have to be next to him. How can you be next to a man that's great if you ain't great?
Exactly.
You're not great in your own right. So you get to be next to me and think you're supposed to outshine me when you're not great. Help me be great. You know what I'm saying? Every time a black man comes to prominence, he got to share his spotlight with somebody that's not great. And that's cool. White men don't got to do that. You don't even know who these white men wives is.
Yep.
You don't know who Robert Downey Jr., who he dating. You don't know who the fuck, you don't know, unless they're famous too. You don't know who the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, only in the black community where your wife got to be as famous as you. Aisha Curry got to be famous like Steph Curry. What the fuck does she do?
Facts.
Who is she? Besides tweeting about she don't feel sexy. Who the fuck is Aisha Curry? So
Exactly.
where she need to be as famous as Steph Curry. That's the problem in our community. We worship black women.
Yep.
When they're just women and we're just men.
Yep.
There's only ain't but one that's holy.
Ross, you hit it on the thumb, man. You hit it on the needle, and you said everything that needed to be said because this is our reality. This is what we deal with. But people don't want to come to the conclusive state. They don't want to come to the finality. They don't want to come to the totality that in our systemic community, we have a disappropriation of men being feminized, emasculated, like Will Smith, and women being too much called masculine energy. When we think of masculine energy, when we think of feminism, when we think of feminist behavior, when we think of femininity, who's the main ones that's picket fixing and running with the shit? Black women. You don't see white women doing this shit. You don't see Spanish women doing this shit. You don't see other cultures doing it. You know why? Because they're in a household environment where it's a husband, them, and kids. And they know damn well if they try to pull that bullshit, that husband will have no hesitation to leave their ass and go fuck the next housewoman, the next woman they can put in the house, put fucking kids on them, and basically say, "You are my new wife." They know that because they know they need to keep that husband around so they can be the talk of the town and be the one to say that I am married because it means something to them. It means prestige. These people have country clubs. These people have basically unique organizations and groups, all of these book clubs and all this shit that they create so that they can all do that as a way to keep up with the Joneses and brag to say that, look at my family versus your family. That's the dynamics that they talk about. Whereas with black women, they want to brag on who was able to finesse this guy as a baby mama the best, who was able to get the most government assistance that they could live off and go to one of these Caribbean countries and get fucked by these guys that are serving them the drink the best. Basically, everything that has to deal with them is either thought filled, hope filled, you name it. When they're on Instagram, why do you think I did the series, The Psychological Chaos That Women Go Through for Attention Getting? Who do you mostly see are the ones doing this shit? It is our fucking women. Why? Because they're stuck on fucking stupid. We have to be honest with ourselves here. We have to tell ourselves a cardinal truth. We have to tell ourselves a cardinal rule that when our people are stuck on stupid, when our people make stupid decisions and our people find themselves in a precarious situation, guess what they end up doing? Precarious things. Jada Pickett Smith would have laughed if this was Adam Sandler telling her that joke. Joe Rogan, I can name the white actors. Jim Carrey, I could fucking name it. Tom Hanks. If it was any of these motherfuckers, Jerry Seinfeld, if it was any of these motherfuckers that called her G.I. Jane, she'd be right there going, yeah, that was so funny. And she'd be slapping Will Smith. And then just to make Will Smith be emasculated and laugh the hardest. You see what Will Smith did? Will Smith basically got up and slapped the hardest. The meme that night would have been Will Smith was laughing the hardest. That's would have been the difference. I can't believe that Will Smith laughed the way he did. He must have found that joke extremely funny. This is the society that we're in. This is what our women who find these men that they can emasculate, men that they can put in these beta-filled situations, betafy them, indoctrinate them, ingratiate them, and create this embedded theology in their brains to where they could say, you know what? Happy wife, happy fucking life. Who's the main motherfucker saying this shit? It's these beta cuck, blue pill, black men saying this dumb shit. We had a one motherfucker last night. Tom Ross ran his ass off. His name was Ron. Motherfucker got in his feelings. Ross said, man, time out this motherfucker. But you know why he was getting his feelings? Is because Ross was shot in Haitian Creole. We say "chaché démon." Ross was basically getting the demon casted out of him basically being a beta blue cuck male. And Ross was speaking to what an alpha male is supposed to represent, the alpha male lineage. I don't know no man that's more alpha than Tom Ross TV, man. And that motherfucker was basically speaking to that. And you know what ended up happening, Ross? Ron turned around and Ron basically was like, fuck you niggas. He started getting personal. When people get like that, it's because you're speaking to them and they have to project the fact that they're actually going through that. They actually have a Jada Pickett Smith in their lives. They actually have a Jezebel in their lives that's controlling the button. And their body is trying to react, but their mind cannot react. So their mind has to defend. She probably was right there, like, you know what? You better not listen to this motherfucker. You want to know why she's saying you don't listen to Tom Ross? Because Tom Ross is telling the truth about her. So she was probably pushing him right there, saying, man, you better curse his ass out. Because that's usually the way it is. They usually have these women right there next to them on the fucking thumb, just like Jada Pickett was right there next to Will Smith, basically treating them like they're the fucking Pinocchio, a puppet, because they are the fucking puppeteers. That's what happened at the Oscars. Will Smith was treated like a fucking puppet, and Jada Pinkett was the puppeteer. Because let's be honest, he was laughing at the G.I. Jane joke. Will Smith was the loudest laughing motherfucker over that shit. And then out of nowhere, when Jada Pinkett gave him the look, you know, that black woman look, when they're annoyed and deterred, she gave him the look. What happened? The demon shows up. The demon possesses his body. He gets up and he goes do something that he didn't even realize. You know how you could tell he was feeling bad about it? When he started speaking in the Oscar, his normal self came back, Ross, right? And he started breaking down and crying. You want to know why he broke down and cried? It's because he's having a battle internally within himself.
Yep.
His body's doing one thing and his mind is doing another. It's crazy the battle this guy's going through right now.
What niggas not understanding is no woman in her right mind. First of all, no man responds to that. What that look for their that look is for children.
Yep.
It don't matter how women look at you. You don't do shit you don't want to do.
Yep.
You don't do nothing. Nothing you don't want to do, man. She can't look at you and make you do something. Who the fuck is she?
Exactly.
And a lot of men, they look at their girls like that's their mother. And you get to a point where even your mother not supposed to have that type of power over you.
Yep.
Once you become a man and you paying your own bills and you provide for yourself, your mother can't even look at you that way and make you do something. That's the problem. Niggas not understanding. Anytime there's a expected control over you because of a position, that's witchcraft, man. Oh, I'm your mother. I always get control over you. You don't own me. You ain't God. You don't get to tell me what to fucking do all the rest of my life just because you're my mother. If you wrong, you wrong. You don't just get to. That's the case. You could just look at me. My father could say something. You could look at me, and I can side with you over my dad because you looked at me a certain way. No, you wrong. That's control, man. Anybody trying to control you in that way don't mean you no good.
Facts.
Don't mean you no good. Nobody's supposed to be able to control you that way.
Yep.
And people who's trying to control you that way don't care about you, man.
Facts.
Oh, I could just look at him and get him to do something. You're weak, and she's weak.
Yep.
Because she's not feminine enough to be with a man who she trusts enough to lead her. So she got to dominate. And you're weak because you let a woman dominate you. Both of y'all weak. There's no such thing as a woman being strong and leading a man. A woman leading a man is a weak woman.
Yep.
Strong women don't get with men that they gotta lead.
Yep.
They get with men who gonna lead them.
Yep.
They don't get with men they have to lead.
Yep.
Because if that shit goes wrong, Jada Pinkett says, I don't know why he went up there and did that. I love my husband, but I don't see why he would do that.
Yep.
She's not going to take responsibility and say, I wanted him to do that. I stand by my husband. She leaves him out to dry if it goes bad.
Exactly.
Because women don't take accountability for anything.
Yep.
Unless it goes right.
Yep.
The woman who raised their son to go to college takes accountability for their son's actions.
Yep.
I did that. The woman that raised their son to go to jail says his father wasn't here. If his dad was here, then he wouldn't be in jail.
Facts.
But hold on. If you could raise a son to go to college, that means the son you raised to go to jail is your fault too.
Facts.
You can't take credit for one and not take credit for the other. Because you can't blame a parent that's not there.
Yep.
You're the parent. You have control of the children. If all your kids either in dead or in jail, you're a horrible mother.
Exactly.
Point blank, period.
Let's call a spade a spade.
If you're a single mother who raised your children to go on the trades and they all live successful lives, and you know with the college, and you're a good mother. It's all about the results, not how you feel. Well, I didn't have help. I did the best I could. Fuck all that. Men do the best they could all the time. And if the results ain't right, they don't get no credit. If your results not right, if damn near all your kids died or went to jail, you're a horrible mother. Point blank, period.
Yep.
And there's no one to blame because you wanted to be a mother on your own. You didn't need
Yep.
no one to help raise your children, so you didn't get any help, and you raised them to fucking go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say all that to say. If the shit goes wrong, Will Smith is on his own. He
Yep.
was a fucking idiot for going up there doing that, and it showed her hand. She's a manipulative, controlling thought. Because no woman would allow that to happen.
Facts.
Not on your day when you're supposed to get the Oscars. Only a woman who don't give a fuck about your career, who wish that was them going up there, will want you to ruin your night
Facts.
in quasi pseudo protection over her. That shit wasn't even that serious. He ain't say, man, I want to fuck Jada Pinkett. He ain't say nothing vulgar towards her. It wasn't even that serious for him to go up there and do that. But she would rather him, she would want him to ruin her night, ruin his night because it's not her night. She don't want to
Yep.
be there in support of him. She wanted
Yep.
him to be there in support of her.
Yep.
That's the problem with a lot
Yep.
of
She
black
made it
women.
about herself.
That's the problem with a lot of black women. They don't want to support black men. They want black men to be there to support their greatness.
Facts.
If it's not about them, they will make it about them. And they want you to throw away everything in support of them. Fuck
Yep.
that. Will
Yep.
was a fucking idiot for doing that.
Yep. And because he was an idiot for doing that, look what ends up happening. This is why me and Tom Ross, we could say that we got ahead of the shit. And the reason why I say we got ahead of it is because we knew that black people weren't going to lead themselves into what is right. They were going to lead themselves into laughs. They were going to lead themselves into memes. They were going to lead themselves into stupidity. We had to be the ones to lead it. And by the way, donate to motivate. Whatever threshold you can give, $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $50, $100, donate to motivate, man. We bringing you guys that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? On the Knicks. We keeping the foot on the what? On the Knicks. And we separating the weak from the strong, man. So whatever threshold you can give donation-wise, whether if it's $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $50 or $100, or even if it's $200, donate to motivate. But that's exactly what happened. And that's what people got to understand. People have to understand that the biggest picture here is Jada Pinkett Smith is the culprit. We should be having her face on a wanted sign. And on the wanted sign, it should say alopecia right above it. And right up under it, it should say wretched witch. The alopecian wretched witch. The one that got Will Smith to act out of character. The one that got Will Smith to almost lose his job. The one that got Will Smith to almost be put in a precarious situation where Will Smith almost screwed himself over. This is what we got to talk about. And this is what people need to understand. Because when it's all said and done, shit like this should not be happening.
Yeah.
Because Jada Pinkett Smith wants to get the attention. She knew that night. See, people are not stupid. Everyone knows when someone is an Oscar winner, they know well in advance that the person is showing up, especially when it's a celebrity of that degree, that order, and that magnitude. They don't just show up to these types of events because they want to show up. They're showing up because they're going to win something. And they knew well in advance they were going to win it. She knew that that night was going to be his night. But did she have to make it about her? Oh, no, you're not going to get your award. But in you also getting your award, you're going to make it also about me. He spent half of the fucking award speech talking about her when I'm sure he already had his speech put together and it probably was not fucking half about her. It was probably about his career, his upbringing, his parents. You know, I'm sure she was going to be in it, but maybe like towards the end. And maybe that's a little microcosm of it. But no, he had to spend half of that fucking first half of it talking about her and how he was disrespected by the Chris Rock's actions, but he wanted to apologize, et cetera, et cetera. He wasn't going to do all of that shit. And we're sitting here and we're acting like Jada Pinkett Smith is fucking innocent when we know damn well her ass was spreading her fucking legs for August Alsina to pump her in all of these different holes. And so much so that she was sitting here saying he had a double-sized banana package. Are you fucking kidding me? He penetrated me in my asshole in ways that I didn't know my asshole could be penetrated. My asshole was hurting me for days. This is the shit she was saying on Red Table Talk. I've never been penetrated that way by Will Smith. This fucking respect. And Will Smith is sitting there crying his ass off. I can't believe you slept with August Alsina. I brought him into the house. He was my friend. And you sat there and you pumped him. I can't fucking believe, man. What the fuck? And then Will Smith is sitting there on the soliloquy. You know, I have a confession. You want to know what the confession was, Ross? He goes on to say, over 20 plus years ago, back in 1996, I met Tupac Shakur. And I was intimidated by him. You know what you was intimidated by? You beta blue cuck pill motherfucker. You was intimidated by that true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics energy. That alpha male energy fucked your brain up. You just didn't know. You looked at him from afar, looking at the way he talked to Jada, and you wish you could fucking talk to Jada that way.
Well, it was more so he was intimidated by his woman, man. How she was acting towards another man.
Yep.
Thing is, we're not gonna sit here and take the blame off of Jada Pinkett.
Yep.
You with somebody, you don't make another man feel alpha.
Yep.
You making another man feel alpha?
Yep.
You speaking to another man in a public setting?
Yep.
Sexual prowess?
Yep.
Yeah, other women talking about clapping and shit like that.
Exactly.
Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck them.
Fuck them. Super fuck them.
And this is the reason why this is the reason why niggas are not trying to get married now.
Yep.
Because you can tell a lot about a woman by what she accepts and what she cheer on. You think as a woman that was cool, you're a slut.
Yep.
Like, you're a slut. If you think it's cool for her to get up there and talk about any escapades outside her husband,
yep.
Yeah, you're a slut.
Yep.
There wasn't nothing cool about that. Like, no woman don't even think that way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing about their situation has been normal. It's been European like a motherfucker.
Yep.
This shit white people do.
Yep.
This shit white people do.
What was the name of that polyamorous show that they had in one of them weird fucking places in Minnesota or Montana or some shit like that? You remember the name of that shit? They had to go move out there. They had to go move out there to that place because everywhere else that they were at, they basically were working against the laws and shit like that. So they had to move out to a place to where he could be with all of these women, but he could only legally be married to one of these motherfuckers, but all of the other ones were just ceremonial shit. But he had all these motherfuckers in the house. They all was mad and bitter up, pissed the fuck off and shit like that. But guess what? He made all of them fall up under that house together. Yeah, I have you for 2 days, Monday and Wednesday, you the main one. Everybody else, I have 1 day each. There you go, Utah. That's the name of that fucking place, Utah. Here's the thing, Ross. In those situations, that's normal. Because we've known even from the Bible time, men have had multiple women. They've had concubines. They've had women that were their main squeeze. It is what it is. But women cannot multitask men. No matter how much they try to put in their brains that they try to do it, because when they do it, you know what ends up happening? They find themselves.
They always lose track of what's real, what's not.
And their bodies can't handle it. A woman's body is not meant to be thrusted over and over and over again. Nature teaches you that. I'm going to explain why. When a woman's body is constantly thrusted over and over and over again, the pH balance of her body changes. Right. Hence, she ends up having a fucking fishy fucking type smell. She ends up having a rancid smell. You want to know why she ends up having that? Because of the fact that she's being constantly penetrated and pumped the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Do you ever hear a guy's pH level changing because he's messing with multiple women?
It don't work like
You
that
ever
for
hear
real.
him his pH level becoming rancid? Nature teaches us that, man. So let's
Men,
not sit here and act like there's not a difference in this.
yep.
And the other thing too, Ross, is Jada Pinkett Smith. She has no. Some women, they just have no morals, man. They don't have no moral governing system for them to be guided apart. The reason why I say this is because show me a woman's mom and I'll show you her future. Is her mom married?
Nope.
Is her mom with a person that she was with the whole time while Jada Pinkett was up and Jada Pinkett was an adult?
I don't think so.
So monkey see, monkey fucking do. Like mom, like fucking daughter. So if her mom is acting that way and that's all she saw growing up, what do you think's ultimately going to happen? The behavior is going to reciprocate itself. It's just like in the black society, in the black environment, where a mother is on food stamps, she's on government assistance and all of that. Who does she train in the next generation line pool, legacy pool to do the same shit? Her fucking daughter. And you know what she tells her daughter? Don't be having no man in the home, because if you have a man in the home, then the man, meaning the white man, is going to take these government assistance away from you. So you got to basically be a baby mama. You just got to be basically, you can't have no man in the home. You can't have no husband, because if you have that situation going on, they ain't going to give you this shit. So they're teaching them, the next generation, that this is how the structure should be, just to get short-term money that really you could make a whole lot more money, and finances and situations could be a whole lot better if you have a active father in the home that's working and sustaining for the family.
Mm-hmm. Donate to motivate.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Donate to motivate. But at the same time, man, the biggest thing that's being missed is how our community accepts certain things based on who does it. Based on who does it. Because let's be honest, man, that shit was despicable. That happened
Yep.
the other day. It was despicable, man. But we become too comfortable as black people with black on black violence.
Mm-hmm.
Way too comfortable with black on black violence. Did you know you can't even, if you post a white on white violence video on YouTube, they just snatch it off. Sometimes they give you a strike. They don't even allow you to post a white on white violence video. But this video, Will Smith and Chris Rock, is viral all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I posted a video of a white dude doing some violent shit at the train station, and they deleted the shit.
Yep.
We've become way too comfortable with black men doing violence to other black men.
Yep.
Way too comfortable.
Yep.
And that's the issue. And that's the issue. Because that shouldn't even been a thought. He didn't physically touch your wife, so you shouldn't be physically touching him.
Facts.
And in the eyes of the law, that's a crime, man.
Yep.
Because words being said, and the words need to be said back. You know what I mean? You went up there and you did that, you know what I'm saying? And we got people saluting that. But if they was in the same predicament, there's a lot of people saluting that they wouldn't even have did no shit like that.
Facts.
So you sitting up here saluting that, saying that was the right thing to do, but you wouldn't even have done that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you was at a comedy club and somebody roasted your wife, you want to go up there and fight the comedian.
Nope.
So miss me with that shit.
Miss me with it.
Yeah, man.
You ain't lying. Come
And
on,
that
man. Y'all, we got more than enough people in this live for people to not open their wallets up, open their purses up, and donate to fucking motivate. Come on, man. We giving you guys that heat and that fire. We separating the weak from the strong. Donate to fucking motivate. $5, $10, $15, $25, 25, 50, 100. Whatever threshold you can give, man. Because if a man doesn't work, he shall not eat. So donate to motherfucking motivate, man. Let's go. Let's get it.
you know what I'm saying? You got Tom Hanks speaking out about this.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey speaking out about this. Howard Stern speaking out about this. Why? Because at the end of the day, and guess what? And it's sad because black men spoke out about it first. We were ignored. But I bet you people start listening to these white motherfuckers speaking out about it.
Yep.
Jim Carrey went viral. Tom Hanks went viral. Howard Stern went viral. Speaking out about how careless Will Smith was.
Yep.
And then you have a careless wife, guess you have a careless man that's married, guess what? That's a sign of a horrible wife. Because
Exactly.
there's no wisdom, there's no counsel.
Yes.
No wise wife would allow that shit.
Yep.
For him, even if he was loose cannon, was dumb, an idiot that just do shit off impulse, she
Yep.
would not have allowed him to go up there and potentially throw away everything.
Yep.
Selfish people do that.
Yep.
People who don't give a fuck about your career do that.
Yep.
Trust me. I had to divorce somebody that was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Who thought everything was about them and you supposed to risk everything for them while they're putting you in predicaments.
Yep. Yeah, Jada was dating Will while Tupac was alive, and she was getting butt fucked by Tupac at the same time too. Tupac was probably sitting there laughing at him like, I'm glad his ass is around. Now I could just dump her ass to this fucking simp. I don't have to deal with her rancid ass. That remember Tupac was wifing up Quincy Jones's daughter. Tupac knew who the jewel was. He knew who the gem was, and it wasn't no fucking Jada Pinkett. Damn sure wasn't, because he already saw right through her rabbit ass. Men know who's gonna be the ones that they want to replicate their genetic code line with. Me and Ross talked about that so beautifully earlier in the powwow. And men know who they just want to fuck. Jada Pinkett was a fuck. There's no replication of the genetic code line.
Exactly.
How's he gonna replicate his genetic code line? Replicate what? A genetic code line of him having a daughter that's gonna turn out just like her? Another fucking harlot? You gotta be very careful who you lay down with, man. Because your kids will replicate that genetic code line. Not just yours, hers too. And if her genetic code line is one of a harlot, shit. You got to be very motherfucking careful who you lay down with. You got to be very fucking careful with that shit. That's why you have to pay attention to people's behaviors. You have to pay attention to early signs. You have to pay attention to motherfuckers while you watching out for them. So that if you're going to replicate your genetic code line, it has to be someone who is worthy of that. Someone you know that's honorable. Heck, there's a whole chapter in the Bible. I believe it's in what is this, in Psalms or Proverbs, that talk about a virtuous woman. Which one is it, Ross? Is it Psalms or Proverbs?
On Proverbs, I believe.
Proverbs. Ross is always way more prevalent than me in the book, so I always digress to him. There's a whole chapter that talks about a virtuous woman, and you best believe Jada Pinkett doesn't identify with any of those characteristics. I could guarantee you that. Because when it's all said and done, where is her submission? Because her submission would have been to not talk about August Alsina's package. Her submission wouldn't have been to have a grown ass man sit here and cry 20 plus years later. Thank you, Jaguar Assassin. He said Proverbs too. But you know, Ross, Ross is a historian, so Ross is gonna let me know. So for her to sit here and run her mouth about Tupac Shakur, and then when he brought up Tupac Shakur, boy, did she go in? She had another 2.5 hours. She had her daughter looking at her like this and laughing. It was like, really? Tupac was that amazing? That is Do you not understand that fucking Willow Smith looks just like looks like Will Smith? That's why they call her as Willow fucking Smith. She looks like her fucking dad. And for her to sit there and be like this, could you imagine someone that looks just like you and you're talking about another man and she's giddy about it? What are you infiltrating in her brain? What are you indoctrinating in her mind? How
Right.
fucked up do you have to be to do some shit like that?
It's all basically a slap in the face to Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
With all the things he accomplished, she's talking about another man that's dead who died when he was 25 years old.
Yep.
Like, yo, go to therapy. Why are you talking to my son? Why are you talking to my son and my daughter about a man in that way? You're
Yep.
not even that passionate about me. And the fact that you got the black community that champion that, it goes to show you how fucked up we are. That's supposed to be looked down upon. Like, she looks stupid when she does that. She looks like a fucking slut when she does that.
Facts.
Why are you talking about another man and crying and carrying on and you've been married for the last 20 years? You have children. You're talking to your children about a man you used to fuck in more passion than you talk about your own husband, the man who they came out of. But
Yep.
contrary to popular opinion,
Yep.
contrary to what the so-called spiritual women think, you ain't create life. You cultivate it and you push it out. Men
Yep.
give you life from their ball sack.
Yep.
Life comes from the man. You cultivate it. It's formed in your womb,
Yep.
and 9 to 10 months later, it leaves your womb. But women cannot have children without men. You have an egg that needs to be penetrated by life.
Yep.
What happens in the egg is that life gets cultivated. There's no life in that egg. Only thing that's gonna fucking happen is you're gonna have your period over and over and over again
Yep.
because you're not pregnant. When you get pregnant, you don't have your period no more because your eggs have been infiltrated by life.
Yep.
Without men, there's no life.
Yep.
So you sit here talking to your children in the way you should be talking about your husband,
Yep.
the men that came out, the man that came out of. All this is sick, man. And I see
Yep.
why Tom Hanks, Howard Stern, these people got to say what they got to say because it need to be said.
Yep. And I'm glad you said that because in Proverbs 31, this is the one that Jada Pinkett has failed, and that's verse 12. But it coincides with 11. In 11, it says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Meaning, he would not have no need in his mind of thinking twice about her and her behaviors and her mannerisms and the way that she comports herself. Then 12 says, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Does that sound like Jada Pinkett to you? With
Nope.
that damn alopecia she's suffering from? No, it does not sound like that. Because she's done nothing but evil to this man because she has turned around and had a young boy. Let me tell you guys something. Let's switch it around, Ross. Let's make Will Smith with Jada Pickett's age. Let's make August Alsina a girl, a young woman. What would they have said if Will Smith had done that? They would have said that he is a pedophile, even though that young woman would have been of age. They would have said that he was molesting her. That's what they would have said.
He's a
Let's be
pedophile.
honest. They would have found a way to
He's
defame
sick.
his character.
He's sick. He's having sex with his daughter's friend.
Yep.
Um, he's violated his sanctimonial vows.
Yep.
Anything. They would have said everything and anything.
Yep.
He's a pervert.
Yep.
But truth be told, let's be honest, man. Because thing is, this ain't even the first time Jada Pinkett has done this. There's been multiple stories that Jada Pinkett has slept with young men.
Hmm.
Jada Pinkett is a pervert, man.
Bring it on, man. I didn't even know about the multiple stories. What was said?
I forgot the names.
But
If
shit,
somebody,
there's multiple
somebody,
stories of
somebody,
this.
somebody Google it. Yeah, she slept with a couple of younger guys before.
Wow. I can't
Yep,
wait to hear the names.
yep.
And
I
I'm
forgot.
hoping they're well known. I wouldn't be surprised if she slept with a fucking Justin Bieber or some shit. I'd like to hear the fucking names.
Yeah, I forgot the names.
Yeah,
It's
that
all.
would be very interesting. You know
I
what?
did a
Next
video. I
time
did
we
a
gotta
video about it about 6 months ago, but I forgot the names. But
damn.
it don't even matter about the names. She does this, but R. Kelly can't do it.
Nope.
R. Kelly had a house full of women that was above 18, but because they wasn't 50 like him, it was a problem. But let's be honest, who the fuck want a house full of 50-year-old women? If you could have more than one woman, they're not going to be your age.
Nope.
Why the fuck would they be your age? It's
Exactly.
a reason why they became 50 and they not wifed up. They're not wifey material. Men want youth. Like if I want to be able to get you pregnant. If you 50 plus years old and never been pregnant, never been married, what the fuck can you do for me? You supposed to die alone. If you make it to 50 as a woman and you're not pregnant and you're not married. Right. Oh yeah, she fucked with the dude one of the crisscross guys. Remember
Damn.
crisscross?
Yeah.
Back when he was a little kid, she fucked him.
Wow.
When he was a teenager.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's the thing. That's the reason why people can miss me with the R. Kelly shit.
And you see, they tried to cancel Jada Pinkett Smith, but it failed. Now, this is why I say if the roles had reversed and it was Will Smith, that canceling would have gotten you. That canceling would have happened. They would have found a way to blacklist him in Hollywood if that would have taken place. But her, they found a way because she was able to use her femininity for her to be able to turn around and act as if what she did wasn't wrong. She's right there taking a picture with August Alsina, and August Alsina is holding her. Like you could tell that was his woman. The way he was holding her. I'm looking at a picture of August Alsina, and the picture that I'm looking at of August Alsina and the way that he's holding Jada Pinkett, it's as if Jada Pinkett is his fucking woman. It's the same way that Will Smith holds um Jada Pinkett. This is fucking disturbing, man.
Except
This
she
is
don't look the
sick.
same. Except she don't look the same way in the pictures with him that she do with him.
She looks very happy with August Alsina. She looks like she the way she's smiling versus the way she looks with Will Smith. It is completely night and fucking day.
And it's not because she's so happy with him. August Alsina cannot provide a life for her that Will Smith can.
Exactly.
She, so it's not that she's above him. And they made black women to feel like they had to feel like they're equal or above the man they with.
Yep.
She's not equal or above Will Smith. And in her mind, that's cause for her to resent her husband.
Yep.
He got to make everything about her just to keep her. But August Alsina don't have to do anything because he ain't shit.
Yep. And then the way that she perpetuated it on the Red Table Talk to make it seem like like August, like Will Smith allowed for her to have affairs with August Alsina. Come on, man.
Well, he's a beta. It wasn't just her. He went along with that shit too.
Mm.
But look at his eyes. That was not the case.
Yep.
Because if he was good with it, come on, man. I've been invited to fuck the wives of certain men. They don't look like that. They
Yep.
are all the way in it. They're happy. Whatever you want, what liquor do you drink? Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'll pass. Are you sure, man? Whatever you want. You want money? Will Smith was crushed because that's not what he want.
Yep.
But he's going along with it anyway because he's weak. When I say he's weak, not he's weak, or we also down Will Smith now. Like, no, most black men are weak when it comes to women. They ain't just Will Smith. Will Smith just don't happen to be in the public eye. Majority of black men would have went up there and did that goofy shit.
Yep.
Would have took their ass up there and threw their whole life away. Cause they girl told them, this nigga that's dead right now. This nigga's in jail right now over something a woman said. I seen it.
Yep.
Cause they don't know how to tell her shut the fuck up and be quiet.
Facts.
Listen, tonight's my night. You don't like the joke? Go home. The driver's out there. A woman's not supposed to run you, bro. Her feelings not supposed to become your feelings.
Yep.
You don't like a joke? Okay, man. Go home.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go up there and lose my whole career because you don't like a joke. Why would you come to the Oscars knowing you my wife and we sitting in the front row? Why would you do that? Okay, you want to be seen, you want to sit in the front row, but then you want everything to be about you. It don't work that way.
So it was Daz Dillinger, the rapper Daz Dillinger, that claimed Jada Pinkett Smith was entangling with Chris Cross. Damn, Chris Kelly. Shit. While he was a minor. Fuck. This woman is sick. She's fucking sick.
She's not the only one. Thing about it is, in our community, it's fine if a black woman is a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly fine.
Yep.
Nobody gives a fuck. She ain't the only one. Whenever you have a community that don't hold people accountable for certain things, a lot of people are gonna come behind them and do it too.
Yep.
She ain't the only one, man. Like I said, I just sleep with women that were grown while I was a teenager, and nobody said anything.
Yep.
Nobody talked to the women like, don't you think you should be with a man your age? That was never brought up. And I wasn't legal yet. So yeah, man.
And when she was sleeping with Chris Cross, she was sleeping with Chris Cross when he was 14. Gosh. Damn, bro.
Think about the type of woman.
This shit is ugly. This shit is ugly, man.
Think about the type of woman you're dealing with. So ain't no telling what she did to those kids.
Yep.
That's sickness, man. That's pedophilia.
Yep.
It's the reason why them kids fucked up like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what the fuck happened to them kids, man.
Yep.
Exactly. You want to know why you was touched by an older teen girl when you was 6? Because she felt comfortable because she knew nobody was going to say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Our community got to do something about that, man.
Jaguar Assassin, man. We appreciate you sharing that, even though we know that's a sensitive topic for you, man. Gosh. You know it's a special thing that you know, and then for her to sit there and tear up when she recalls her relationship with Tupac, and you could see the way she was tearing up about this shit. This woman, boy.
Everybody, every time she do that shit, everybody like, man, she loved Pac. Like, bro, who gives a fuck? Pac been dead since 1996. Yep. He gone, man. Pac is dead, man.
Long gone.
What's she talking about? Love your husband that way.
Yep.
I don't respect no woman who loves the dead. I don't respect nobody who loves the dead more than they love the living.
Yep.
People who be like, man, I'm about to give me a second. I'm about to pray to the ancestors. Shut the fuck up, man.
Exactly.
How you gonna pray to somebody who's not aware of you?
Yep.
To be absent of the body is to be in the presence of God. They ain't aware of you.
Yep.
They dead, man.
Yep.
They come back.
Yeshua said, "Let the dead bury the dead, man."
Let the dead bury the dead. Want to know why? Because he knows it's a cycle of life, man. The
Yep.
rain goes to the water evaporates, go back up to the clouds, and it rains again.
Yep.
Same thing happens with life.
Yep.
You care about the ancestors, you will care more about the youth.
Yep.
You care more about the children in your family. You know, black people don't give a fuck about no ancestors because they don't care about the youth, man.
Yep.
The people who care about the youth and people who realize these babies need to be raised right. Cause those your nephews, those your uncles, your granddaddy, your grandma, your mother, they all coming back.
Yep.
That's them. If you care about the ancestors, you treat them babies right.
Yep.
You don't make
Salute
no
to you,
altar
Jaguar
and pray.
Assassin, for turning 52. Salute. My bad, Ross.
Yeah, you don't make an altar to people in the sky, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got these children; those are ancestors, man. Treat them right. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem, man. Motherfuckers got so much love for the dead, man.
Yep.
Miss me with all that shit. You sitting here crying about Pac dead, man. Pac can't hear that shit.
Yep.
Care about
Donate
your
to
husband.
motivate, man.
Care about your husband. Your husband here. Your children here. If you care so much, care about your son. You fucked your son's friend. Who does that? What kind of mother does that? The fact that he was friends with your son should have made him off limits.
Exactly.
Your son brought him to the crib. He spent the night. He eating your husband's
Of the
food.
same age.
Why would the fuck would you fuck your son's friend?
Disturbing as fuck.
Like you're a fucking thought, yo. That lets me know that you would have done that. You probably done that before.
There's no fucking filter with her. That's what it lets you know. There's no filter.
They be saying all type of fugazi shit on that show, man. I think they said some shit about either her mother taught her how to masturbate or she taught her. Bro, your mother not supposed to be laying on bed with you masturbating, man.
Yep.
Either her mother taught her or she taught her daughter Willow. But anywhere it go, that's child molestation.
Exactly.
There's a lot of shit going on, man. But because it's a black woman, nobody want to hold her accountable.
Yep.
Appellation my ass. You ain't start getting appellation until you start doing that fucking red table talk.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden your hair falling out of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Respect your husband. Start speaking life into your family. And watch your hair fucking grow back.
Yep. I'm glad you said all those things because the biggest picture with this and the biggest situation is this family could have moved forward and grown from this. And things could have been different. Things could have been viewed differently. Things could have been seen completely in a different light if she would have just sat there and fess up to her bullshit and eventually say, you know what? I'm better than this.
Mm-hmm.
I can be better than this. And I've fucked up plenty of times. And in the plenty of times that I fucked up, I know that I can work from these situations and work through these situations and show that I am a difference maker and show that I can grow from these situations and no longer disrespect this man. Because we have to come to a conclusive state and we have to come to a reality as a family when we're doing fucked up shit. We got to be better than the fucked up shit that we're doing. Everyone fucks up. Everyone makes mistakes. But we can't just continuously do it over and over again and don't think that it's not premeditated. I don't know why they cut you off, Jaguar Assassin. I'm sorry if they did that. I don't know why they cut you off. But
They be doing it. Basically, what they did is they kicked him out of the live. He had to come back. They be doing that when you speaking some real shit. YouTube fuck with your lives.
Wow.
They do that.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
But guess what? You can't stop God's work, man.
No.
That's the reason why no matter how many times people attack my channel, I still thrive. Because
Yep.
what's gonna be is gonna be.
Yep.
What's gonna be is gonna be. At the end of the day, if this was a video pushing a narrative that the media is pushing, this was a video. It'll be like 100 people in here, man.
Yep.
And we're so easily led as a people that it'll be 100 people. It'll be 100 people here all donating, and we were
Yep.
saying whatever the fuck the media was saying. But the fact that we
Yeah.
got our own spin on shit, and it's the truth, and it's cutting, our people they're groomed not to support that. They'll listen.
Exactly.
They're attracted to the truth, but they won't support it because it's not what they want to hear. They want to hear lies. They want to hear smooth things.
Mm-hmm.
Prophesy to us smooth things, not right things. Our people have been this way for fucking a millennium.
Yep. Even
That
though
means
they should donate to fucking motivate.
they were saying, "Don't tell us the truth, man. Tell us what we want to hear."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though they should be donating to fucking motivating. Come on, man. Y'all been hearing this great shit, the great talk that we've been talking all this time, man. We only got one donation for $7, man, and that was the king. Donate to motivate, man. We know you guys can give $5 at least. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 100. If you've been listening long enough, your donation should be minimum $10. Minimum $10, man. Come on, man. Let's get these donations going, man. Give your weekly best. But yeah, Ross, I'm glad we touched on all these topics because the glaring thing is, and touching on this last point so we can close it out, the lynching of 2022. Emmett Till anti-lynching laws not put in place. I don't believe that shit because one reason why we could correlate that with Will Smith and Chris Rock, what happened? 2 black men were lynched at the Oscars.
Right.
Chris Rock was lynched because of Chris Rock's basically what? Joking ways. Will Smith was lynched because Will Smith was forced and coerced to do something that in all essence, in his natural state, he didn't want to do in the first place. So lynching happened all across the board. If we're being honest with ourselves and we're telling ourselves the truth, lynching happened.
Then on top of that,
in 2022, what does lynching look like to you?
Emmett Till died in 1955.
Facts.
It took America all the way to 2022 to make that a crime, to make it a federal law.
Mm-hmm.
To all the people who sit here and cry about politics, to all the black people who sit here and defend this country and to think shit's getting better. It took this long to make lynching a federal crime.
Yep.
This is what they think about you. It's in the actions. It's not in the words. We get so caught up with Donald Trump and his words. This is what they think about you. All the 1955 is when Emmett Till died. 2022 is when they finally getting ready to pass the law. I don't give a fuck about black people, man. That shit should have been a law. They don't give a fuck. Point blank, period.
That's why we tell people donate to motivate. Donate to motivate, man. Lynching in 2022. I mean, what a way to start 2022 off. Because let's not forget, we're still in the top part of the year. Ross, we forget this because so much has happened this year that you're thinking this whole year is getting ready to end. But we're only
in the
4 months.
beginning.
Shit. We're 4 months into this shit. Can you believe that so much has happened in close to 4 months that we're thinking the year is almost up? But in all honesty, because it's such an impactful year and so many events have taken place, the fact that this right here happened the way it did at the Oscars, this is basically going to be the moment of 2022. This is what 2022 is going to be defined because Chris Rock now has to rock the rest of his life as part of his career, and that's sad. Part of his career is that he got slapped by Will Smith. Will Smith's one of his defining moments in his career is going to be part of his career. He slapped Chris Rock.
Another
This is
black
what they
man.
both are going to be synonymous for. When they should be synonymous for being best actors, best comedians. Whereas with Chris Rock's, he's both dual role, actor and comedian. They should be known for that type of stuff. Will Smith and him being a rapper slash actor, they should be known for the multifacetedness of their abilities and the fact that they bring you entertainment on multiple levels. They're not going to be remembered for that. What they're going to be remembered when you tie those two names together is the fact that Will Smith had gotten some juju in his system, and because he got the juju in his system, he slapped the whatever out of Chris Rock. And then
Yep.
Chris Rock is the victim of the slap. Could you imagine now every day for the next few years as being them having to explain when Chris Rock does, he goes and does a movie or he does a stand up? He's going to have to hear this shit everywhere he goes that he got the shit slapped out of him.
Well, he's an expert comedian, so he got to talk about it.
Yep.
Because when there's an elephant in the room and you're a speaker, you can't just talk to people because they're not hearing anything you say if you don't address that.
Yep.
You got to address that elephant in the room as a speaker.
Yep.
If there's something known and something trending about you, you got to address that topic. So for the rest of the time as a comedian, he got to address the fact that he was violated by another man.
Yep. And
You know
Will
what I'm saying?
Smith now, you're going to see movies. I'm telling you guys this shit right now because it's not just Saturday Night Live. You're going to see movies where they do skits in movies where they have Will Smith as their skit slapping Chris Rock. You guys think this thing has gone away? This thing's just begun. This is just begun. And then they're going to have people like Pete Davidson, of all people, with fucking fingernails in it, with painted fingernails, slapping another black man. They're going to paint Pete Davidson as Will Smith, paint him as a black person, slapping another black person. Do you see the irony in that? Do you see
Mm-hmm.
how fucked up that shit is? But that's the reality of it. And the reason why now I'm tying Pete Davidson is because that same Pete Davidson is double dipping. Because the double dipping he's doing is not only is he marginalizing Kanye West, now he's going to double dip on Saturday Night Live and marginalize Will Smith and Chris Rock. He's going to have the ability to marginalize three black men now instead of marginalizing one. And
And
our fucking people are too stupid to go into defense of our people and talk shit about him. No, they're defending him. That Pete Davidson is well within his right to do that. Like the fucking
that's what I
Joe
was gonna
Buttons of
say.
the world.
That's what I was saying. The black community gonna do. They ain't gonna do shit, but like leave him alone. He's a comedian. He has the right, but don't Chris Rock have the right to be a
Yep.
comedian?
Yep.
That's the thing. We all know if Kanye West took his ass up there and slapped Pete Davidson, it'll be hell to pay for him.
Yep.
But the black community, the only people holding Will Smith accountable right now is everybody but the black community.
Yep.
Only the black community is saying, man, this ain't a big deal. It's a
Yep.
big fucking deal when a
Yep.
black man openly disrespects another black man.
Yep.
That's a big deal. The fact that you don't think it's a big deal lets me know the way you think about your own people and how you don't value your own self. When the
Exactly.
last time you saw a white man go on TV and slap another white man?
Yep.
You ain't never seen that shit in your life, man.
Never.
You ain't never seen a white man slap another white man on TV.
Yep.
And the fact that you didn't see it just lets you know everything that we're talking about. So don't ever try to question what we're talking about right now when it comes to this shit. Because you
Facts.
never seen a Mexican man slap another Mexican man on TV.
Facts.
Only
This is
black
why
people do shit like that.
this is why Kanye West is well within his right. And I hope he does that. To slap the shit out of fucking Pete Davidson, man. And I would double support it, triple support it, and quadruple support it, because let me tell you something. These are the people that deserve to get the shit slapped out of them. Not people like Chris Rock that's saying a G.I. Jane joke. Chris Rock's not sitting here disrespecting another man, defiling another man's household, sleeping with his woman. They're not even divorced yet. But making fun of Kanye West at the same time while the divorce is actually taking place. And then talking about the difference between how he messes with Kim Kardashian in between the sheets as opposed to Kanye West. And you could tell Kim found the right one she can control, because this motherfucker turns around and gets a tat of her. You don't see Kim Kardashian getting no damn tat. You don't see Kanye West getting no damn tat of Kim Kardashian. Come on, man. He already know what time it is. He would never do no shit
He
like
got
that.
an iron brand of her. And that's different. You know, they brand cattle.
Mm-hmm.
They used to brand slaves.
Mm-hmm.
The slave minded niggas that go up to college get Greek letters branded on them.
Mm-hmm.
You brand mindless people.
Yep.
Nobody in their right mind let somebody brand them. Brand is piping hot metal placed against your skin. And
Mm-hmm.
she went on TV and bragged about the shit.
Wow.
Like, yeah, he got a brand on my name on him. Why the fuck the world need to know about that? They don't
Exactly.
care. It's all about your ego.
Exactly.
The black woman has become the white woman mentally.
Yep.
And now the
Whoosh.
black women, they want black men the way white women have white women.
Man,
White
you
men.
the truth with that shit, dog. You just said the black woman has become the white woman mentally. Damn.
Mentally. Except they will never accept you.
Yep.
The white woman will never accept your black ass.
Nope.
They want you to alienate your man so they can fuck him and have babies by him.
Exactly. And
And
call
it's
them
not
black bulls and shit.
right. It's not the same because the way white women respect black men is not the way white men respect black women. White men, I was standing on watch with a dude, and I wanted to draw my weapon and blow his fucking head off.
Damn.
He was talking about how he treated his black wife, how he spit in her face and call her a nigga and shit.
Damn.
And how she when he take her over to his family, how she got to go through the back door. He did that to his own wife.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, my family would let her in the house. She had to go through the back and shit.
Yep.
When a white woman with a black man, he don't gotta do all that shit. There's
Yep.
even a respect level there. Ain't no black man go through the back door of nobody fucking house to be with no white woman, man.
Facts.
A lot of them leave their whole family to be with black men. But black women
Facts.
will do anything to be with another culture.
Facts.
This nigga said he spit in her face every morning.
Yep.
Like, bro, I'm just not understanding, man. This country is sick.
Fucked up.
The fact and they promote sick shit to you because they know the majority of people are followers. Majority of
Yep.
people gonna do whatever they
Yep.
see.
Yep.
And if she can have a man worship her, why can't I? When a woman ain't never supposed to be getting worshipped by any human being. You just a
Facts.
woman. That goddess shit, there ain't no such thing as no human goddess. There's no
Yep.
woman on the earth that's a goddess. You're not a goddess.
Yep.
You're just a regular woman.
Yep.
You bleed like everybody else.
Yep.
You ain't a goddess. You're a woman. No man
Yep.
should be worshiping you. You know what I'm saying?
You make a hell of a point with that, man. A hellified point. And you're telling the truth, because the biggest thing, and people got to understand this, is Will Smith basically, Will Smith basically put himself in a position where now he's going to be the laughing stock.
He been in laughing stock. Now it's ridiculous.
Yep. He's going to be the super laughing stock.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing too, Tom Ross. Will Smith also put himself in a position where now, because we about to close this shit out, to where now this is forever going to carry his movie career, acting career, you name it. Everywhere he turns, somebody in Hollywood is now going to look at him and remind him of this shit. So he better hope that he doesn't have an emotional moment, because the people that's going to remind him of this shit, they're not going to look like Chris Rock. They're going to look white. They're going to look Hispanic. They're going to look this. And he better not do that whole, let me slap you. He better not get in his feelings at that moment. He better suck it up and eat that, because that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to remind him of that shit over and over and over again, even when he doesn't want to be reminded of the shit. And that's just the reality of it. And this is how the white man controls you. Not only do they get you to gyrate like a buffoon, right? But then they turn around and remind you of your buffooning and your gyrating over
Yeah.
and over and over again. And then they have other people in so many facets remind you of the shit over and over again until you go fucking crazy. You remember that movie Get Out? You saw how he basically lost it?
Yeah.
That's what they do. They put you in a confined space. They make you fucking lose it.
Exactly.
But all right, man. This has been a hell of a fucking live. I'm disappointed in those that have been listening in today, because y'all know y'all could have donated, man, more. We shouldn't have given you guys damn near 2 hours of a live and walk away with only $7 a donation. I mean, come on, man. Y'all better than this, man. Bring in the last amount of donations that you can bring in, man. Donate to fucking motivate, man. We can't sit here and give you guys great content, give you guys great information, great live streaming, and for you guys to sit here and withhold your donations. You got to be better than that.
The only thing this is showing me is that after this week, we should probably go back to just the weekends,
Yep.
because it seemed like it was appreciated more. So
Yep.
that's the only thing this is showing me, that we're going live too much.
Yep.
That's the only thing this is showing me.
Yep.
I'm not upset. Y'all don't want to donate. That's fine. This means that we're doing too much, basically.
Yep. And you guys know, once we starve, y'all get desperate, y'all get hungry, and y'all sit here and say, man, we need y'all more. We need y'all more. But for a while, we're going to starve you motherfuckers, man. So you don't want to see the starving. You don't want to see the starvation. You don't want to see us just hit the weekends. Show your worth and donate to fucking motivate. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.